Hi, I'm Ross Barefoot with Horizon Web Marketing and the Horizon Web Marketing Academy. This is going to be a bite-sized SEO video. I'll try to keep it painlessly short, but I'm going to talk real quickly here about in-house corporate SEO. Now, a lot of companies are bringing SEO in-house, or they already have SEO employees or departments that are dealing with SEO. And that often can work really well, or sometimes it can turn into a nightmare. So what I put together here is 7 don't do it. That is in-house corporate SEO type of mistakes that can torpedo an SEO program. So let's move through them really quickly. Number 1, delegate to the busy person. Now I know that there's a saying that says if you want something done, give it to a busy person. No, not so much. If you take a person who's already got a full workload and you tell them, hey, by the way, do some SEO here, it's not going to happen. Your effort's going to fail. Now that leads us also to number 2, what I call foolish optimism, and it's sort of in the same vein. It's sort of also this type of attitude that, well, we can get SEO done with a few minutes here and a few minutes there. And unfortunately, SEO now is a time-intensive practice. It's also pretty broad. There's a lot of different components to it. So for a larger company, let's say if you have $10, $20, $30 million more in revenue on up the boards, it's really the type of a project that is going to need even more than one person. You're going to need a team if you're going to bring it in-house, because it's going to take a team to get everything done. So being optimistic is great, but being foolishly optimistic about how much you can get done with hardly any time investment is a huge mistake. Now let's talk about number 3. No authority, no respect. This is the Rodney Dangerfield point. Namely, if you set up an SEO department, or if you put in place an SEO staff member, and they don't have authority or respect from the other departments, particularly from the web developers, they're not going to make much progress, because here's how it goes. They go to the web guys and they say, hey, we need to make this change because of X, Y, Z. And so the web developers will say, oh yeah, right, that's just SEO. We're not going to worry about that until when we get to it, and when we get to it means never. So if you have a situation where your SEOs are not getting the respect that they need, the effort's going to fail as well. Next item, number 4, and this kind of is all part of a culture. The executive team not on board isn't really invested or doesn't really believe in the success or even in the mission of the SEO team or the SEO person. If that's the case, if the executive team is only giving grudging permission for this to move forward, and they don't really understand the value it brings to the organization, you need to work on changing that before you start hiring SEO people or start training SEO people in-house. Now let's go on to number 5, ignorant manager. I'm not saying this is an insult. Maybe you're one of those, all right? Ignorance is nothing wrong with that. It just means you haven't learned about something, right? Well, a manager who, let's say, is a financial person, human resource person, maybe hardcore marketer, and who is expected to then supervise and manage an SEO team or an SEO individual is going to have a very hard time, because for one thing, they won't really know if the person is qualified, doing the right job. It is fairly detailed, and there are a lot of things you can be doing that are wrong. So the person who is managing them doesn't need to be an expert, but they do need to know something about SEO. That's another reason in-house SEO efforts often fail. Let's take it down to number 6. Unrealistic or non-existent goals. So if an SEO team is just told to make things better, what's going to happen? Like in any other business department, nothing really much is going to happen, or the wrong thing is going to happen. But what are about those goals being realistic? First of all, there need to be existent goals. They need to be specific. They need to be realistic, and they need to match the business mission as well as what SEOs can accomplish. And that feeds back into point number 5. If you're the manager and you don't know anything about SEO, it's going to be really hard doing a good job with number 6. Now, let's talk about the last one, and that is whether you delegate SEO to a person or a team in-house, or you bring on new people, the lack of skills and training is one of the biggest mistakes that companies make. And here's how this normally works out. You've got, I don't know, Barbara in marketing, and she just finished a project, and Barbara maybe has a pretty empty schedule, so somebody has the bright idea, let's have Barbara do SEO for us. You call in Barbara, hey Barbara, do you know about SEO? Well, I've heard of it before. Why don't you educate yourself on SEO a little bit and then you can do SEO for us. So what happens? Well, YouTube videos, Udemy courses, blog posts. In other words, just a hodgepodge of bits and pieces of information that aren't really coherent. It's going to lead to a poor effort at best. And sometimes it can lead to actually doing outright damage. So if SEO is going to be important, which it is for most companies, the training needs to be in place. And when you come to hire a person, sometimes it's hard to evaluate their skills, especially if we go back up here to the ignorant manager point. Sometimes it's best to hire or delegate based on character and train for skills. And there is a way to get in-house corporate training, and one of those ways is to hire us to do it. Now, you knew this was leading up to some sort of a pitch, but I won't make it a hard pitch, just a soft pitch. And that is, if you'd like to contact us, we do private in-house corporate training, minimum of 3 employees or more. We also do workshops that you can send your employees to get them trained. So keep that in mind. Look for the links below, and I'll see you next time. Oh, wait. Also, subscribe, right? Hit the subscribe button. It's something you say. All right. Talk to you next time.